Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of The Wise Guy 75. Today we're going to talk about abilities, races, and classes all mixed together and how you tie them together in your character to make what you need to play. This is of course just the first three parts of it. There's also the equipment and the skills and so forth. But for right now we're going to stick on the abilities for the most part and then just touch on the others. If you look on page 13, you'll see that it has the bonuses and stuff listed, the modifier and the score for your abilities. And your abilities are to be chosen by an array, or also it's just like set numbers. You get 27 points and everything starts, I believe, at number 8. And then you can bring it up according to how much you pay for your abilities. The abilities are going to affect other things too, like your class. For some classes you need to be smarter, for some you need to be stronger, warriors and wizards for instance. And so you want to make sure that they're getting the best ability score on your list. Your character sheet is going to be modified then by your races. So once you pick your ability scores, you got to modify it according to what race you picked and what sub-race you picked, which will modify the modified abilities. And then the class is what those abilities will affect. And you plug that all together and it becomes the base for your character sheet. That's the basic things that make your character who your character is. Then there's going to be background, which I'll talk about a little bit more because it's not really a whole section by itself. Background is like a subclass. It's like what you did for a living before you became whatever you were. It could be like an alkalite or a scribe or what's some others? Let's take a look here and see what else there is in that. Researcher, outlander, a sage, hermit. But all these things are things that, normal people would do, but they're what you did before you became a hero or before you became an adventurer. And so they're semi-important too. They can do things like give you extra languages or an extra holy symbol, or in some cases even like extra skills that you wouldn't normally have. Like for instance becoming, I think it's a laborer or a guild, I believe it's a guild master or something like that. It actually gives you the ability then to produce a product. Yeah, guild artisan, that's what it is. You can produce a product. For instance, if you were a swords craftsman, then you would be able to make swords. And that would be one of the things here that you could be. So the ability scores are really important. The background's a little important. The big thing is getting your class and your races right. And then the rest of it, you just learning to mesh that all together. And you're probably going to have to find some actual dungeon master for that because I can't reach out through the screen and find you and see what it is you're trying to build. So I can't tell you what to do. But it basically does tell you in the book if you look, and if you just read some of each of those sections, I think you'll figure it out rather quickly. It's a very simple structure. 5th edition, they try to get back to the basis because in 4th edition they kind of ruin things. So I think you all will have a fun time building your characters. And next week I will go over equipment. And thank you for your time. This has been Wise Guy 75.